and sit down.
I'm sure you've noticed that gaming laptops, especially ones with high-end graphics cards, are pricey. But the PowerSpec 1710, exclusively sold at Microcenter, looks like a sweet deal at just $1,399.99, with Nvidia GTX 1070 graphics inside. For the most part, this is a solid, 17-inch gaming laptop with impressive power, if you can handle shortcomings such as an uncomfortable keyboard and poor audio output. But, hey, you might be able to put up with these trade-offs for the price. Design. The PowerSpec manages to announce its gaming cred not only with a stereotypical red and dark gray color scheme, but also with aggressive curves and edges. The chassis appears to be built by a third-party vendor, perhaps Clevo, though I haven't identified a specific model. Either way, no one will mistake this for a business notebook. The aluminum lid features PowerSpec's logo in gray. Two raised curves make it look a bit like a spaceship. On the rear of the device, red plastic grills cover the fans. The looks are decidedly less exciting on the inside. It's all black, with the exception of two red lights flanking the power button right beneath the 17.3-inch, 1080p display. The island-style keyboard and its RGB backlighting also give a touch of color. The screen is surrounded by a thick bezel, and the inward-pointing bottom is awkward, leaving a space that caught my eye and took me out of my immersion while I was using it. At 6.8 pounds and an inch thick, the PowerSpec is smaller and lighter than its competitors, the Acer Aspire V17 Nitro Black Edition, 7 pounds, 1 inch thick, HP Omen 17, 8.2 pounds, 1.3 inches thick, and Lenovo Legion Y920, 10.1 pounds, 1.4 inches thick. The PowerSpec has more ports than I can imagine any reasonable person using. The left side has an HDMI output, a pair of mini display ports, Thunderbolt 3 and two USB 3.0 ports. On the right side of the chassis are a lock slot, Ethernet jack, another pair of USB 3.0 ports, an SD card slot, and individual headphone, and microphone and optical audio jacks. Display. The 17.3-inch, 1080p screen on the PowerSpec is luminous and vivid, so games and media will look excellent on it. I watched the trailer for Avengers, Infinity War, and Spider-Man's new armor looked great. The red popped against the darker black sections. In another scene, I could clearly see all of the sweat and grime on Loki's face. Yuck. The screen also looked good when I played Middle-earth, Shadow of War. It's bright, and the orc's green flesh was bright, especially when surrounded by muddy, swampy forts. I could even make out detailed layers of leather and enemy armor. The panel covers 119% of the sRGB color gamut, which is generally a great number, though the average for desktop replacements is a bit higher, at 129%. It ties the Legion, 119%, and beats the Aspire, 118%, but the Omen was the most vibrant of the group at 176%. The display measured 372 nits of brightness, surpassing the average, 288%, and the rest of the field, the Aspire, 264 nits, Omen, 300 nits, and Legion, 362 nits.